In today's video, I want to run through some of the key metrics across the Brisbane market and what to look out for when you're looking for a hotspot in the Brisbane area, and some key reasons why I believe Brisbane is set for capital growth. I'm going to go through and run through the current days on market, also look at what the days on market were 12 months ago. We want to look at medium house price and look how that's going to influence some of the suburbs around 30k's out. So let's jump into it. So my favorite tool to use is Suburbs Finder. I think the first place to start is just looking at the heat map. So at the moment, days on market are sitting around that 25, just under 30 days, which is still considered a hot market. If we look over at sort of other areas across Australia, we can look over at Perth, which I think is one of the most talked about areas across Australia. You can see their days on market are extremely low. They are 14, 13 days. So it means that it's quite a hot market. But I guess one key thing that I guess a lot of people aren't really talking about as much is looking at the medium house prices across Perth. What I've found over the last few years is when medium house prices are below 450k or they're around 500k, you're generally going to get a really low day. You're going to get days on market are going to be really low because you've got a lot of investors entering that space. They're chasing yield, but they're also chasing a bit of capital growth. So I reckon that's one of the major components of why we're getting a lower days on market in Perth. But you can see that with Perth, we're not going to go into Perth now, but medium as far out, there's sort of a range. You've got your 700, and then a lot of the properties, the highest medium ranges around that 2.2 mil. And obviously the north of Perth is, probably more for capital growth. But if you're chasing, a bit of yield and growth, you're going to go south. But let's jump back into Queensland. So if we go into Brisbane, one of the other tools I like looking at, or one of the other key metrics, is days on market and how has that changed over the last 3 months. And what we can see is we really want to look at this dark blue, and we can see across Brisbane, we've got a lot of dark blue, and the market is really heating up. If we look at the medium house price, it's sitting at 1.2 million, 1.9, a million, on average nearly $1 million in the Brisbane market. So of course days on markets are going to be slightly lower, but growth is definitely, I believe you're going to get a lot of capital growth within the Brisbane market. And you've still got some little pockets in Ipswich where the medium house price is a bit lower, and in Logan, you got Woodridge and Kingston. When you're going into these suburbs, you really want to look at the local demographics. So you look at Woodridge and Kingston, and what I find is I've got quite high crime scores and the medium income is quite low. So you just got to think about that sort of stuff with what sort of tenants you want moving in. So I haven't been buying in these pockets. I sort of spend a little bit extra for clients and go into much more desirable suburbs so they can get better tenants. But they're as you can see there, there isn't many spots under 550. Looking at the 530, and they're all sort of sitting around 700. I believe, being on the ground, that these are going to probably be around that 700 soon, and these should jump up into that 650 just with what's happening. What I'm seeing is the market's really heating up. So you can clearly see the average for the last 12 months. We can't really look at 2021 because it was just extremely hot. So, but if we look at the last 12 months, we can see they're all they've all pretty much improved by at least 20%. So the days on market have come down quite a lot. Inner city suburbs, like these are apartments within Brisbane. I probably wouldn't be going for apartments because there's about 13 towers going up, and what that does is puts a lot more supply into the ecosystem, so doesn't the demand doesn't quite marry up. So if we go and we look at a suburb like Tingalpa, so we can see the medium, the days on market is dropping, and we can see that the medium prices are going up. We haven't actually opened that up yet, but you can see we're looking for dark blue. We can see they've actually, they're increasing. That's in the last 3 months. 12 months, we're probably going to see these inner city suburbs not do so great. But I reckon if we go out, the outer areas, and this is what I'm saying to clients, is the areas about 20 to 30 Ks out are performing extremely well. I guess that really shows overall the Brisbane market is going, days on market are coming down, and we can see medium house prices actually going up. If we look at the supply, so total listings, they're at 26.9. If we can compare that to 36 months ago, you can see a drastic drop, 63% under where it was back then. So supply is extremely low, as high as 83% lower than, so like
how much? Yeah.
3 years ago. So that's my bad maths, but I guess where I'm going with this, look, 78% undersupplied. So we've got supply extremely low, we've got days on market coming down, so that means we've got a lot of demand. There's no demand metric here, but if we go into a and we look at a suburb profile, we can really look into how the demand has pretty much tripled in a lot of these suburbs. So that pretty much wraps up everything for today. I guess all in all, if you're looking for a capital growth area to be buying in, and you got up to 600k, then Brisbane is a good option for you. Other markets you can look at are, townhouses. They're performing really well around 20k's out, but then once your budget really drops below that 500k, you can't really get a house. You're looking at townhouses, and then that's when you can really explore like WA, or you can explore a townhouse within Brisbane or other markets like Bundaberg or Toowoomba. So that really wraps up the Brisbane market. I guess I create these videos just so that you don't need to spend $8,000 on doing a course. It's all pretty straightforward. You've got tools that that I personally use as a buyer's agent that really give you access to those data points, and you can find out this information online. Look on Terry Ryder's Hotspotting if you want to know about infrastructure spending. But I hope this helps. I just really want to create some videos around how to identify hotspot areas, and then how to work out what suburbs should I target. I didn't get quite into how do you identify the suburb, but it's pretty straightforward there. So jump on, have a go with those tools. If you are looking to buy an investment property and maybe you just don't have the time to go and do all this research and pay for the subscriptions and everything like that, reach out on the website and book in a free strategy call. I can jump on board, have a look at where you're at, look at your current portfolio plan, and also run you through some strategies and share some locations. And you could be potentially one of the small clients that I work with that to help them get into an investment property.